Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome back to Space Engineers. Um, on the last episode, of course, we had a little bit of a problem. uh, I'm back to where I was before I crash landed into the side of this asteroid. Um, as you can see, I respawned the same yellow ship, changed my colors, and I'm right on the side of the same asteroid. If I bring up this, somewhere out here, there's the first asteroid we visited. That's the little tiny rock that I spotted on the way that actually looks like it has the uranium on it. And way out there is where I died. That's not necessarily where what remains of my body is, because it actually was still traveling at a fairly good clip. So it's off that way somewhere, floating into the void, and is gone. So we're going to delete that GPS marker because, it's really no good. Okay, now that little planetoid that I found had uranium on it. It was a small deposit. It was a small asteroid. Like, it's just literally, it's just a little tiny blip. You wouldn't even see it until you hit it, kind of thing. So I'm just, if I need to, I've got it right there, so that saves me the trouble. Now, I haven't explored these other ones around here, but there's actually a whole bunch of little shards all over the place, and those little shards are usually very good for having elements in them. So we're going to pick those up once we get ourselves situated here. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to park this thing if we can. I should have actually found out where the hole is on this asteroid here. I like to actually park inside these little asteroids, simply because they're, if you have stuff fly away, odds are it'll bounce off of a wall or stick to a side someplace, and then you're not losing everything. Remember, I've only got the small inventory. I did not take the oversized inventory, which means I don't have the ability to carry the contents of this ship on my back. So we're just going to switch camera views here for a second, because piloting a ship into an asteroid, although it's a lot of fun from the cockpit,
Ship fuel critical.
there is occasionally little pebbles and stones and things that you run into. Well, I'm just going to park this thing up here somewhere. And that's it. This can float here. It's got everything on it that's still floating. But, oops, don't want to see that. The whole point of this ship is eventually it despawns as soon as I log out. So what I have to do now is I have to grind this ship down and build my starter ship. It's basically just some starter location, and there is enough components on this ship to do just that, and just that. It's got enough thrusters to give you control and maneuverability. You just take this ship apart and you essentially rebuild this ship. Not quite as nice or detailed as this one, but that's the great thing about this game, is everything can be utilized. So I'm going to get started on that, and I'm I'm probably going to just skip a whole bunch and cut a whole bunch of grinding and stuff, because it's just going to be this for the next little while. And I'll grind up a bunch of material, and then I'll start placing some stuff here. So I'll be kind of right back. Okay, kids, we're back. As you can see, I've ground down a good chunk of that ship. I've still left most of the structure intact. All the refineries and storage and power systems and everything are still in place. But I've taken out a couple of thrusters and the majority of the body. So what we're going to do, you're going to see me spin like that a lot because, as I said, I can't reassign keys, and unfortunately this key is forward for me in most other games. Oh, that sunlight is nasty. So what we're going to do is we're going to assign some keystrokes here. First, I want a station. Create new station. Take away all of these things, and I will want basic blocks, armor blocks. I want the light armor and the heavy armor. Actually, let's put this in number 7. And I will want the heavy armor round and the heavy armor block, heavy armor round. Where are you? Oh, I don't know. As round as those. Oh, that's right. Block does the slopes now. Okay. Light armor 2 by 1 by 1 by base. I've never tried this. Oh, this is a small. Is this large ship station? That's a slope. Oh, I see. So this slopes up to. So you can make ramps. Oh, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit number 4. Make sure we got number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And we're going to turn on our lights so we can see. Now this block, you can place stations. Basically, you can place anything floating anywhere. What I like to do, because the station block is the only one you can mount to a into stone, I like to merge this into stone and take out light armor blocks and just come out away from here a couple. Now it's no particular matter as to where or direction or anything like that. It's just when you're building a ship, as soon as you have no power, if you bump into the ship when you're flying around or whatever, you'll find that you'll have a ship all of a sudden be floating out there in space, and you're trying to play tag with it with partial inventories full of stuff running back and forth for a few minutes. Now it's easier to just build a small platform. It doesn't have to be very big or anything fancy. I usually just go a couple of girders off of the wall, and that's what I start with. Now we're going to switch to a blank slate here and start with character tools. I want this in number 1, this in number 2, and I want Now I like the cockpit for the large ship as opposed to the control stations. Eventually, when I build myself an actual real ship, I'll do control stations. But I take the cockpit to start with. Now armor blocks we already have, so conveyor blocks, I'm going to need these. I want a connector, conveyor junction, conveyor tube, angle tube, and a sorter. So that's a junction and a sorter and tubes, and that's tubes. Now we're going to go one block over, and again we're going to do character tools. Number 1, number 2, conveyor blocks. Now I want storage containers, right? So I want, where's the small cargo container? That's a large, medium, small. Production 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Okay, I don't do the projectors now. People will build ships in creative and then load them and then build them in survival using the projector to set things up. I kind of just like to not do that. Okay, and now our next one. Character tools, welders, and I'm going to go thrusters, power blocks, large blocks, power blocks. Okay, I want ion thrusters, large ion thrusters, hydrogen thrusters, and large hydrogen thrusters. I'll also need the gyroscope, small and large reactors. Now there's a lot of these things here that I'll put in for smaller ships. Like I'll actually make some small ships and some drones and such for mining and whatever. But right now we're just looking for our survival ship.
Meteor storm inbound.
I'm going to just turn around so I'm not got that light in my face. So we're going to go to toggle 1 and we're going to go to number block 5. Okay, now as much as I like these colors, I am not going to take that color. You'll see I use a lot of greens and blues in my build. I could go bright and fluorescence. You know, with a little bit of play with the sliders, you can actually get some really nice colors. Unfortunately, a lot of them will just look up as dark here, so we're going to hit OK on that. The reason I want to change the color, because this is going to be brown or red or whatever it was that it was going there. So we're just going to start building a simple platform. And it's not even going to be that big. It's just going to be kind of say 3. Let's go this way, I guess. 3 by 5. 3 by 6, I guess, is what we've got going on here. Let's start with that. Now, there's my ugly ship. Okay. So I'm building towards the ugly ship so that I can take pieces from that and very quickly put them on here. So now we're just going to start laying this ship out. So we're going to start with the cockpit. Now where's my point of reference here? There's my cockpit. And now I need to need a cargo container. I don't want the large, I want the small. I want small. I have medium? There we go, medium. Well, I don't think I can do medium for large ship, can I? No, medium is only in one ship, so we're just going to take we're going to make a couple of small cargo containers. Now if I grind that block, that thing will fall. So I want to grind this block. Interior plate. See, this is what you need. Okay, where's ugly ship? Ugly ship. I need some interior plates, please. Okay, I don't need this stuff yet. I need some of those and some of these. Cargo container. Now I will put a second one underneath this thing, but I've got to put something on here to secure it first. Now the next thing I will need is a let's see here, arc furnace, refinery. One of the first main structures you need to build is the refinery. Essentially, if you try and do anything without it, you're pretty much done. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lay this thing down, if we can, so that that cargo door lines up with that cargo container. Should be that. That means this side has the thing for the add-ons, okay. Now underneath this cargo container, or underneath this, I'm going to add in, yeah, so you see a lot of place and grind. These are basically space holders for me. Assembler. Again, we'll rotate this. I want it to sit that way. Eventually you'll need more multiples and such, but you only have the parts on the small ship to start with, just one of those. And that's fine. So now we're going to go and we're going to grind out these two. And I'm going to order in a oxygen generator, which I believe is my number 9, right? oxygen generator. And we're just going to slap that on.
Energy low.
Why wouldn't you go in right here? Okay, I need to recharge my guy, and I'll need to take a moment. I have steel plates. What the heck do I need to make the oxygen generator? Steel plates. Why did you not want to go where I told you you were gonna go? Oh, because there's a steel plate floating in the way. Ah, I see, said I. There we go. That's why it wouldn't do it. There's a steel plate floating there. So we'll just throw a few of these on here. And pick that up. There we go. Now we'll put this down. Oops. Okay, so that's oxygen. There's a refinery, an oxygen generator, and assembler. Now, what we need will be I want to put down a second cargo container, so we're going to go and grind this now. So that should be attached to the refinery. So we'll go 3 small cargo container. The cargo containers act as conveyor junctions as well, which is very helpful. And essentially you're going to need those. Okay, so that is essentially all the stuff I need to build. Now I do need a few other things for this to become considered a ship. I need to put the gyroscope and the thrusters and the reactor in place. The medical lab is not essential. But you need it for respawning. So if you die, that's where you respawn, is the medical lab. And that's the only reason I need it. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to order up a set of reactors and such. But I think I am going to do that on the next episode. We're going to put power and thrusters on this, and we're going to start assembling. So thanks all for watching, kids. This is Inverted Cow from Space Engineers. You know how it is. I'm going to say good night for now. I love the motions. Good night for now, kids. See you on the next episode.